Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Brew live on Brew Sports. We hope your Monday is going well. We know it is a snowy one here in the wonderful Midwest, but hopefully some of you are able to enjoy your day a little bit better than the rest of us. You kind of have to be cooped up inside, Jamie, but hey, we're excited to be back with you on another week of exciting Brew Sports content and action. We're going to be joined by Keith Hoehne in our second segment to talk about the March Madness NCAA Brackets. I know Jamie was up all night filling out her brackets, picking her 5-12 upsets, and she already has lost complete idea of what I'm talking about. But we'll talk to Jamie here in just a brief moment. But Jamie, good morning to you. How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well, actually.
So you got a haircut?
Yeah, you like this?
Nice.
Like a little something there. You got it. When did I get it? I got it on Friday, actually. So my wife was like, "You should go get a haircut." I'm like, "You're absolutely right. I should."
Fresh and so
Went to a barber shop for the first time in a long time. I usually go to like a Sport Clips or something else, and there was actually a barber shop in the city that we were in for when we were up for the funeral. And she's like, "You should go get a haircut while we're waiting."
Just a random person.
Yeah, it was Goodfellas Barber Shop. I was like, okay, up in Kiel, Wisconsin. So
Hey, that's by Sheboygan.
I know.
Hey.
I thought of you. We drove by. I'm like, Sheboygan, Jamie. I had a little moment, and we were like, woo.
I don't know if I could just walk into a random.
We looked it up online. It wasn't just
Okay.
like, because my wife and I are big musical fans, so we thought of like Sweeney Todd. I don't know if you're familiar with the premise of Sweeney Todd or not. Okay, never mind.
I think
Anyway,
they did a play of that when I was in high school, though. But
okay.
anyways.
Anyway, Sweeney Todd, there's like, it's a barber who, does the shaving for people back in the old days, and he would slit their throats at the end, and then he would cook them and use them for meat pies, and people didn't know that. So the more you know.
A what?
Yes, Google Sweeney Todd. That was a really vague and crazy version of what exactly Sweeney Todd actually is. But now you know. The more you know.
I did not expect that to be
Yes.
that.
Anyway.
Huh.
Yeah, the more you know.
Weird.
I know. Crazy.
But you're alive.
I'm
so-
alive, obviously. No scars that you can see.
And you look all right.
Thank you. I
So
feel like.
I think it's a win-win for you.
Yeah, I feel good.
Cool.
Yeah, you had a good weekend?
I
Good
did.
time overall?
I did.
Good.
Didn't expect all the snow when I woke up today. I was cat sitting for my neighbors.
Cat sitting?
Mm-hmm.
How did your cat feel about that?
They just live across this hallway from me, so
Oh.
he just stayed. Their cat's name is Louie.
Louie.
Louie hates me,
What the heck, Louie?
so I just made sure he was fine. He didn't come out to
Like, what up, Lou?
hang out.
Louie.
But that's all I did.
Oh.
So when I let them in their apartment this morning, because I had their key,
Of course.
when I saw the snow, and I was
They're
like,
like, it snowed.
yeah, it was just 60 last couple weeks ago.
It was.
Crazy.
It was. Good morning to Brew and good morning to Caleb on Facebook. Hope you guys are doing well. Brew says, happy snow day. Yeah, no kidding.
Are we
We're
happy?
supposed to get like 6 to 8 inches by tomorrow, basically, from what I've been told.
Ugh.
2 to 4 by the end of today, another 6 to 8. Not another, but like a grand total of 6 to 8 by tomorrow. It's days like
Ugh.
this that I miss living in Florida, Jamie.
Yeah, I don't mind the snow if it's in January,
January, yeah. Anytime, but,
but now,
basically. It's
It's
like you can
March.
snow for Christmas, then you're done.
yeah.
Simple enough.
No, well, I mean,
Maybe not?
No, a little longer than that,
Fair enough.
but not March.
All right. Everybody's got their own opinion. I respect that. All right, Jamie. The morning brew, as we mentioned here, rolling right along. What's brewing this morning? NASCAR, everybody's favorite sport. People are like, really, that's the story you're going to lead off with is NASCAR? Trust me, it wasn't my choice. Well, actually, it was. But anytime there's a fight in NASCAR, anything that actually resembles sport and athleticism in NASCAR, I feel like I have to talk about it, although I know the NASCAR fans up there are howling at me right now saying, it's a sport. You drive left all day. It's not a sport, okay? Apparently there was a scuffle, Jamie. What was the scuffle? Some people were throwing fists.
I'm just a little still confused at what happened. So, did Kyle Busch get punched, or was he the puncher? Punchy or puncher?
Kyle Busch some of the pictures I'm seeing here is Kyle Busch bleeding after a skirmish in the pits.
So he was punched, but he lost.
Yes.
More.
Running into so Busch ran into Joey Logano, who would wound up in fourth place.
But he still got fourth.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
it's
I
not
crashed. So there. So now, I don't know. I guess maybe. There was just anytime you call something a
Kyle
skirmish.
Busch, okay. Kyle Busch
Busch,
sucker punched
Joey Logano.
Yeah.
But then how did Kyle Busch end up with a?
He's just not a good fighter.
I guess not. Sucker punched himself in the head, basically.
He's a good driver, maybe a little.
Do you live for these fights? Do you care about these fights that they take place in NASCAR? Does this make the sport more relevant?
No.
No.
Not to me.
Not to me either.
I mean, everyone.
I know NASCAR fans love it, but
everyone likes a good fight, right? No matter what it is.
I suppose.
He just sucker punched him. He just walked over and cold clocked him in the middle of a Walked past his pit crew. Like, first of all, why does pit crew let him get that far?
Yeah, pit crew should be like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
You
whoa.
know, this is our pit.
Yeah, get
Get
your
out
own.
of here.
I love how they call it a skirmish. Skirmish is like a military thing. Like it was a heated skirmish in the desert between the south and the north. It's like no, it was like two rednecks pounding it out in the pits basically.
And not even just cold clocked him.
Yeah, it's like get out of here, bro. It's probably how he did it too. It's like man, yeah, probably more like.
Stop it.
Hopefully not. You never know, I guess. So yeah, kind of a strange thing.
Have you ever been to NASCAR?
No, I've not.
No, me either.
Never
it's something
been.
I want to do. Like I want to drink
Really?
Bud Light or Budweiser and
Bud anything. Cheap beer.
That's what I want to do. I want to drink Budweiser.
You're that girl.
Wear jean jackets, jean vests.
Jean vests?
Yeah.
Do you even know? I mean, I feel like you can't go if you don't know what you're going to wear.
Right.
So you got to figure. I know the outfit is very important. It's all about the outfit.
I mean, if I just get drunk beforehand, I probably won't care. But
that's true. I can understand that and respect that. One other thing we want to talk about here, just kind of a funny video, is you understand the sports of baseball and softball a little bit more than I do, but at least I know, Jaymee, for the most part, what an out is.
Right.
I'd like to say that I can at least go that far to say I know when somebody is safe and when somebody is out. Take a look at this video that has been surfacing recently about whether or not this girl was safe or out, and let us know. I mean, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes the situation, bang, bang, like, nobody can really call. That's why they got instant replay. Just take a look here and see if you can figure this out, okay?
Maybe play one more time.
Maybe just one more time. Just in case you missed it, okay? It was pretty fast. All right, so just take a look one more time at this.
It was so close.
All right, nice little ground ball. Good speed. Just missed it. And she's out. What the hell? Come on, man.
Like, one calls
are you kidding me?
Calls her safe like well before she even gets to the base.
Yeah. Like she's like in the stands getting a hot dog, like safe before the umpire's like, "Oh, you're out." It's like, what did you see?
Yeah.
And the first base coach is right there, just putting their arms out, like, "Yep, safe, like you're good."
Right. Well before she even got there.
And then the ump is like, "And you're out." Like, and I umped softball a couple of times as a favor to a family friend back in the day, but I mean, yeah, like it's more difficult when it's, like I said, more of that like bang bang sort of play instead of like, oh my gosh, like you're basically graduated college because you've been on base that long because you're safe. Like, what the heck? Like,
Did they lose the game? Do we know?
I don't know if they lost the game, honestly. But when you have referees this poorly, I don't know, or umpires, I guess, this poor, I guess I start to question things like that. I don't know. More power to him, I guess. Yeah, Aaron says, "Wow, yeah, I completely agree." Like, really? Like, how do you miss a call that bad?
Either way, it doesn't really matter because the game ended 19-8. So it's not like it was like a one-run game.
Hey, that could have been the rally if that gal wouldn't have been out.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right, we should move along with the program here. We're going to be joined now by one of our college basketball correspondents, Keith Hoehne, to try to decipher the madness that is the NCAA tournament. Keith, good morning to you, and welcome to the Morning Brew today, sir. How are you?
Morning, Baxter. Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you on the program today, Keith. The tournament is officially set. The 68 teams are officially out. A lot of people, at least that I've heard of, are crying only really about Syracuse not being in. Do you share that same sentiment that they were robbed, as some people might say?
I'm not so sure about Syracuse. They had a very mediocre year. I think the reason why people are crying that Syracuse didn't get in is simply because their name is Syracuse. They have that name that people
say it's the name, yeah.
Right. But really, when you look at their season, there was nothing outstanding about it. I think there were a lot of other teams and good conferences that got in. So I don't think that any team that is in the tournament is really robbing Syracuse from not being in the tournament. I think it's just their name that people are kind of in shock and awe about that they're not in.
And Jim Boeheim too. When we heard from him, basically he was like, you know what, like obviously I'm a little upset, and he was trying to make a point to an extent. He's like, look, we didn't make it. Okay, it happens, but you just wants the committee to be consistent. I feel like with what the classifications are, because sometimes we hear it's like, well, how many wins did you have against the top 20 opponent, or how was your away conference record, or what's your BPI, and all this other crazy stuff that people love to break it down. But I mean, there's always going to be that team. There's always going to be somebody that I feel like that people are going to be like, oh, I wish this person would have been in.
Right. And I think, everybody wants to be able to put like some sort of concrete criteria in place that you're always going to know why a certain team didn't get in. But you can never do that. And you can, apply numbers and, if, how many wins you got against a top 20 team, top 25 team, that's great. But if one of your top 25 wins is in week 1 of the season, and if you started to falter at the end, that win's not going to do a whole lot for you when it's all said and done.
With Syracuse out, is there someone that surprised you with being in?
Being in, looking at the bracket here, I'm not, like I said, I'm not really surprised of any team that, I say, oh, wow, I can't believe they got in. There are always teams on the bubble that, you're never quite sure of. But as I said, I don't think there's really a team that I would say, like, I can't believe they're in. Like the seedings, I can see a couple of spots where I'm surprised the team is ranked a little lower or a little higher. But I don't think that there's a team I'm really shocked that got in this year.
Talking with Keith Hoehne here on the Morning Brew. Keith, everybody loves the Cinderellas. Everybody loves the upsets. Do you have a couple of sleepers identified yet that fans, as they're getting ready to submit their brackets for their office pools or work pools or even our own Brew Sports Network pool, that people should be keeping an eye on?
Yeah, I really like Princeton, and it might sound like a weird pick, but they're a number 12 seed. Like one of my things that I do every year is that I always have a 12 beating a 5. I think a lot of people do, and my sleeper team this year is Princeton. They're on a big roll right now. They've won 19 straight games. They went on a huge roll at the end of their regular season, won their conference tournament, and they've won 19 straight. They have good senior leadership. They have three of 5 starters on their squad are seniors, and the other 2 are sophomores. So they have that senior leadership that know how to kind of go on later in a season, and then they have some young guys to definitely add some athleticism and some kind of young talent to the floor.
Just out on social media, I saw a couple of people getting pretty upset that Minnesota got a 5 seed and Wisconsin got an 8. Oh, there you are, nodding your head.
It's like, yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, I'm one of the people. I really can't explain that. I honestly didn't think that an 8 seed was so bad for Wisconsin. They were one of the first teams that were announced in the bracket.
Yeah.
All right, an 8 seed, that's not great, but it's not terrible. They didn't have a great regular season to end it off. They lost a number of games that they probably shouldn't have lost going into the conference tournament. But they had a good conference tournament run. I didn't think an 8 was so bad for them. But exactly, when you see a team like Minnesota getting a 5, even Maryland was a good team this year, but even Maryland got 6. I don't think that they're 2 seeds better than Wisconsin. But again, I think, it's a matter of, what region you think you're going to put a team, and, they take that into consideration as well. But yeah, honestly, I did not see Wisconsin getting an 8 and with Minnesota getting a 5. Even Michigan, who won the tournament, they have a 7. So for Minnesota to be 2 seeds better than Michigan, who went on a great run and won the tournament, for that differential in seeds, that was a little surprising.
Well, you look at it, too, even for Purdue, who was the regular season champion of the Big Ten, they got a 4th seed. So, I mean, people can go back and forth like, well, how come they got a 4th seed, and then Michigan, who won the tournament, got that higher, got a lower seed, and then you've got Minnesota, who got the 5 seed. I mean, that's the chaos that is March Madness, of course, as well, too. So, I mean, to try to fully decipher all of that really does, unless you're in the room with the committee, it's hard to know exactly the reasoning behind a lot of that. One of the other things, too, Keith, that I want to ask you about, of course, now is the time of year where everybody is making their brackets. They're trying to figure out, who the teams are, how are they going to win their office pool, all that fun stuff. Do you have any tips or any ideas for people to keep in mind as they are going forward to making their picks?
What I always do with my bracket is I try to create as much chaos within the bracket up until the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight, while still having a pretty safe Final Four. So you try to get those picks that you don't think a lot of people are going to choose, and you should be safe with that as long as in the Elite Eight and the Final Four you have teams that are pretty safe. You don't want to go with, 2 number 9 seeds, a 5 seed, and a 7 seed.
True.
Final Four, obviously. But if you have a couple of those teams that are in the teens or that 9 and 10 range, making it to the Elite Eight, you might have a really good opportunity to get those early points in the bracket that can kind of help you out moving forward.
All right, Keith, good stuff. We appreciate you joining us this morning on the Morning Brew. As we let you go, of course, I don't know, do you want to reveal who your Final Four teams are yet, or do you still not have that fully decided yet?
Well, I'm ready. I'll share it with you quick.
All right.
Kind of following my, what I just said. I have Duke and Arizona, and then North Carolina. And my little one, I always try to go one that a lot of people won't have. I'm going with Purdue.
Oh, interesting.
They don't have a really hard, walk to the Final Four. They do have Kansas in their bracket, but I like Michigan State beating Kansas in the second round just because it's Michigan State and it's Tom Izzo on the turn.
I was just about to say, I mean, you always, you almost got to spot Michigan State at least a win or two just because of the Tom Izzo effect, I feel like.
Right, it's always good for a win.
Exactly. All right. Well, good stuff, Keith. We appreciate you joining us. Where can people find you on social media to keep up with all your sports knowledge as you share it with the world?
At Keith Hoehne on Twitter. Really simple with that. And, that's pretty much it. Always on Facebook, too. Keith Hoehne, just my name on Facebook as well. So you can always catch up with me on Facebook and Twitter.
Appreciate it, Keith. We'll talk to you again soon, sir.
All right, great. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Thanks, you as well, Keith. All right, there goes Keith Hoehne, one of our college sports insiders here on Brews Sports. Have you filled out your bracket yet, Jamie?
I have not.
You have not?
Nope. Have
you? I have. My wife and I made our picks last night independently, and then we compared notes afterwards.
I was going to say, is this like the league where Kevin gets mad at Jenny?
I think I've only seen an episode of the league, so.
It's pretty funny.
That's what I've heard. People are like, it's so funny. It's not my kind of humor. So.
Which is bizarre to me because I think.
Because what?
I don't know. I think you have a good sense of humor.
Well, yeah, I do.
Right.
But it's trashy humor at the same time.
That show. I mean, some of that show is pretty raunchy.
It's pretty raunchy.
Pretty
I don't care about the sex, drugs, and alcohol. Right. Maybe that's why I don't like rock and roll. I guess I don't know. No, that's not it. I don't know. I do like rock and roll. I don't want to start another fight here. Holy cow! Everybody, calm down. But a reminder for all of you that are watching: if you go to ESPN.com. and search for the Brews Sports Network Bracket Challenge, you can sign up to play for free. First place gets $100. Second place and third place to get Brews Sports T-shirts. So you can play against me, play against Jamie, play against some of our correspondents, and win great prizes as well at the same time. So ESPN.com's Tournament Challenge. Just search for Brews Sports Network and sign up today. Fun facts. The more you know. Throwing that out there. All right. Moving right along here, Jamie, on the Morning Brew. Do we have any other comments we got to get to here? Corey says, that is why it's called the Madness. Yes, totally understand that. Aaron says, I find the league hilarious. Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's
funny.
that people shouldn't watch it. Go, watch what you want to watch. I'm not a big fan of Bob Marley, but I'm not here telling people don't go listen to Bob Marley music. You do you. It's your life, people. Live your life. That's why there's politics and sports and religions and coffee. And like, if I like Starbucks, I'm going to have Starbucks instead of Collectivo or wherever else, whatever little other things. But I like it all, okay? Not saying I need to be judged based off of that, you know? Jamie's a hockey fan. I'm more of a soccer fan. She's not crucifying me because I like soccer, and I'm not yelling at her because she likes hockey.
I have a voodoo doll, and I just
like,
stab you.
No wonder I never sleep good at night because
Yeah.
you're always just like, ha ha. And I'm like
hockey.
Yeah, I like hockey. I mean, I got offered to go to a hockey game over the weekend. I just couldn't because I had family in town, so I couldn't make it work. So I would have gone. I would have.
It's okay. They lost on Saturday. They got their butts kicked.
Chicago, the Wolves.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? All right, Jamie, let's look at the NFL free agent market because some more stuff developing over the weekend. If you're a fan of the Green Bay Packers, which I know some of you that watch the show are, you're probably still fuming by the fact that T.J. Lang has decided to go sign with the Detroit Lions, which kind of baffles me, honestly, because I feel like if you're going to leave a great team for money, you should go and play for a equally greater, or if not, great, if not greater team. And Lang had the opportunity to meet with a couple of different teams and decided to sign with Detroit because who doesn't love failure and disappointment, apparently?
Maybe it's the standards are lower, and he's like, I don't want to try that hard for the next 3 years.
I think he just got over the 30-year mark, honestly. So you were in Green Bay, you were blocking for Aaron Rodgers, now you're blocking for Matt Stafford, which is an awful quarterback, but I feel like Detroit is such a step down. Like if you play for any of the top, 8 teams, and then you decide to take a significant step down the ladder just for money, I feel like, it's a little questionable, I guess. Like, you obviously don't care about winning a championship at that point because I don't think he would have signed with Detroit if he clearly thought they were a Super Bowl contender over the next 3 or 4 years.
But was he with the Packers when they went to the Super Bowl?
I don't remember. I think he was. I wasn't officially sure.
Then it's like, I went to Super Bowl.
Yeah, did my thing.
I'm going to make
did my time.
$10 million a year.
I mean, it's all about the money.
I'll take it easy.
At the end of the day, it's all about the money,
Right.
obviously.
And if he's been to a Super Bowl, maybe he's trying to slow down.
Sure.
Maybe spend time with his family and still make $10 million a year or whatever he's going to make.
Not a bad way to live,
I'm
honestly.
mad at him.
No.
I would do it.
Would you?
I like $10 million.
Well, people like money in general, I feel like. So I totally agree with you on that one. The Packers did make up for some of it, though. They did go and sign 2 tight ends over the weekend, Martellus Bennett from the Super Bowl champion Patriots, and then Wisconsin alumni as well, too, Lance Kendricks. So cool to see them added to the tight end position. The Patriots made a couple of trades. They were able to bring in Brandon Cooks from the Saints for a 4th-round draft pick, which I thought was a little surprising in terms of how low or how high, I guess. I mean, the 4th-round draft pick I felt was lower than it was lower, I guess. I'm trying to say it was not as valuable as a pick as I thought they were going to give. I thought it would be like a 2nd or 3rd-round draft pick for Brandon Cooks is what I'm basically trying to get at. So, I don't know. A little surprised by that. The Panthers signed former Vikings cornerback Captain Munderland as well, too. So they're trying to shore up their defense after just a dreadful year last year. Did you have any takeaways at all, Jamie, based off of some of the things we've seen in free agency, even thus far? I mean, we know Thursday was the official day where the floodgates kind of just opened up. But now, since that point, what have you kind of decided or deciphered from all of this in the last couple of days?
I think you summed it up pretty well. One thing that always confuses me is when, I guess maybe it's a little bit different in football, right? They have a deadline to sign somebody or not. Mm-hmm. But in hockey, they have the same thing, but they wait until that day to do all the trades. And, there's little trades, leading up to
a little
trade
bit
deadline.
here and there, of
But
course.
I just get so, why are you doing everything so quick? You really took up until that day? The day before, you didn't make up your mind that you were going to...
I still don't know.
Yeah, that just... Why is one day so chaotic?
Well, you're saying in terms of the trade deadline for NHL as opposed to opening day?
Yeah, I guess, because I feel like in football, it's a bigger, it's spread out more.
It is, yeah. I mean,
days.
opening day, you'll see a lot of those bigger players get pulled off the market right away, or teams that had established deals that were just like, all right, let's just get it done and move forward, basically. Where, like you said, though, with hockey and even the NBA and a lot of, even soccer, too, transfer deadline day is when all the big stuff always goes down. And like you said, too, why do we have to wait till the last day? It's not like, hey, guys, you get one day to sign.
Right.
No, you get weeks
Yeah.
to make your decision.
But they just have one day filled with so much information and so many trades and so many...
Exactly. I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
I think that if you have the opportunity to do this for a couple of weeks, then just do it. Don't pack it all in, in one day, because then sometimes you might lose a deal because this player's also talking to this team and talking to this team. Like if you know you want this player and you don't have to, and the deadline is still only 2 weeks away, just sign him.
Go get him.
What's it going to hurt? If anything,
Right.
it might drive the price up even more because he'll be at the mercy of that player instead of you as a team with all the chips in your corner, basically. Be like, we really want you to be like, well, it's deadline day, so give me an extra $5 million and I'll think about it. It's
Right.
like, well, that doesn't help. It's like, no, get out of here.
Yeah. Just blows my mind.
I agree. I completely agree with you on that one. I think that's something that needs to be, teams need to think about that a little bit more, obviously, because what good does it do to try to pack it all into one day? Just
Right. And you're
spread
telling
it
me
out.
on Tuesday you didn't know that you wanted to sign whoever. You did.
No idea. Had no idea.
Yeah.
Completely up in the air. We had not signed anything. We had not agreed to anything. No, couldn't do it. Just couldn't do
Didn't
it.
even know your name.
I don't use pens on Tuesday. I use pencils. I can't sign contracts in pencil, Jamie.
Right, because people could erase it.
Exactly. Logistics, It's we call it Pen Friday for a reason. You sign everything with a pen. That way you got to wait a couple of more days. I promise that's how it works. I don't know if that's actually how it works, of course, but
Probably not how it works.
probably not. No. Corey says they only play a couple of years, so they got to go for the money. Yeah, I get that. Obviously, I mean, you need to get the money from certain players. I mean, how many times do you see that in general? I mean, we always go back to saying that it is a business. I mean, people have to provide for their families. They have to get their health insurance. They have to do everything that they have to do at the end of the day. And these guys just happen to be making more money, 3 years, whatever, $50 million. Not that much probably, but, it's, you see it. You see it applied to different things in life, and you see how it also works in the sports world as well, too. People need the money. I get it.
It's just public.
It is.
And
Yeah.
that's
Can
why
you
everyone makes
imagine,
a
like,
big
if
deal.
when you were negotiating your deal to work for the Admirals, if that was like, if people were tweeting about it, being like,
Right.
guys, Jamie just signed a 3-year deal for this much money a year
For $5.
for $5.
Okay.
Oh boy, you might wanna. She gets a free parking spot.
does.
Lunch every Thursday is included, and I'm hearing that she's holding out though for Casual Friday. Maybe a deal breaker. She may
Love
end up
me
signing
some
with the
Casual
Chicago
Friday.
Wolves if the Admirals can't match the deal. I could see that. I think that would be kind of funny, personally, if we had like the equivalent of Adam Schefter following us around, like for some of our personal lives. Like, can you imagine like being famous for a moment? Like,
I probably wouldn't like it very much.
No?
No, not even because I'm a private person, but
Sure.
like just get out of my grill.
I mean, what do you say to that? Get out of Jamie's grill, guys. She doesn't need you all in her business.
Yeah, I don't know. So
if you had reporters like waiting outside of your apartment basically as you leave, and people are just like Jamie, just like taking pictures, like
I would also be a terrible famous person. I mean, that would annoy me, obviously.
yeah, I'd be like, go away.
Also, I would suck at being famous because they have to be like look.
You don't have
decent
to
all
look
the time.
decent all the time.
I'd be like, what up?
I mean, how many famous people do you see that don't always look decent? You're like, ooh, like what's wrong with you? Like you'd be like the common people's person kind of thing.
I
Be like, look,
guess.
guys, like I got my hair up in a bun, like whatever. I got yoga pants on today. Sure, I know I make $80 billion a year, but whatever. Like, let's move along with it. Like, I need to go do my life today. Like, you be you.
Yeah.
Don't let the media define who Jamie is.
Okay.
You're better than that. Or are you?
I just really like sweatpants.
There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe major sweatpants brands would want to be like, yo,
yeah.
Jamie, here's our
That'd be
softest, coolest sweatpants ever. We'll give them to you in exchange for whatever, $40 million. You just wear our brand everywhere.
Be like, okay,
Yeah.
why doesn't
that.
anyone do that for me now?
Well, we're working on it. We're trying to make you a national icon, basically, in the sports world. We're in the process of doing that.
Can I wear sweatpants to work? I guess you guys wouldn't be able to tell if I was.
You can't really, you can't really tell on the wide shot here, honestly, if I've got pants on either. It's kind of dark down there.
Maybe
So
we don't have pants on.
yeah, yep,
Just kidding, we
exactly.
do.
Bruce said he's going to be filling out our March Madness bracket after the Morning Brew. Appreciate that. Aaron says, sign Jamie to a long-term deal. I'm completely fine with that. And he says, Jamie is famous. I would agree with that. I mean, I'm not at all questioning Jamie's famousness. How do you...
I don't know.
Fame? I think it's just fame.
Okay.
English, I don't do well with English. I would have been like faminicidus or something. I don't even know. Yes, somebody's fame, I feel like. Jamie's fame is of hers. Notice how I always try to promote other people. Nobody ever tries to promote me, which is fine because I'm the same person as you.
Maybe I don't think your talent's that great.
That's great.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's fine because I'm always that first person that's just like, nah, like do it to somebody else.
Stop
like
it.
it's not me.
Stop.
No, like come on, I don't want that. Like maybe I don't know. I'm not saying I need to be famous. I don't need to be recognized for what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm already here. I'm already good. Life is good. All right, our Monday Mixer is something we should also talk about because it has to do with your favorite person ever, aside from me.
Favorite.
No?
You're not my least favorite. He's
Oh,
my
good.
least
I was
favorite.
like, wow.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I was like, you can finish the show. I'm going to go with it if you don't like me. That's totally fine. So Floyd Mayweather came out over the weekend and said that he is willing to come out of retirement just so that he can strike a deal with UFC lightweight champion Conor McGregor.
My favorite.
Your favorite person. So apparently, Dana White has made a real offer to Floyd for a fight versus Conor McGregor, $25 million each, and a negotiate of the pay-per-view split.
However,
Floyd
Mayweather was like, I want $100 million.
Hundreds. Why though? Why do you, Floyd? You don't need $100 million.
Yeah, you're not even gonna be able to spend that in the next 50 years, and when you die.
Exactly. Who gets Floyd Mayweather's money?
Yeah, hopefully me. It's like my sweatpants.
You're gonna go be Floyd's sugar mama?
I would. Hey.
Would you? If you had to choose, if you had to go on a date with Floyd or Conor, you chose Floyd over Conor. You're already about a foot and a half taller than both of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Floyd Mayweather's not a bad-looking guy. He's all right.
All right. No, I mean, if you're into that sort of thing,
He's got
like
some nice teeth.
You do you. He's got some nice teeth.
He does. They're just tiny.
They are.
Can I just...
You could pick him up and hold him and be like, hi, Floyd.
Both of them?
Yeah, like Floyd and Conor, like, here we go, guys. Let's go to the park and swing. Like, oh. There's Conor be like, oh, stop it. Like, okay, you're cute. I can see that. I don't know. But do you think this is actually going to happen? I feel like we talk about this all the time, and now that we have supposed real offers, and now that you see that Floyd is like, no, give me, guarantee me $100 million, and I'm there. Why do you need that much money?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I don't understand why you need that much money to go stand in the ring for, whatever, an hour or so just to take a couple jabs at a guy and then be done. What is he justifying by $100 million?
Right, like why
he already has
50 okay?
oodles and oodles of money. Why does he need more of it? Yes, oodles.
And he even says like, I don't want to hear an excuse about the money, blah blah blah. But you're asking for $100 million.
Yeah.
And I'm on your team, but you don't need that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not literally on your team, but
I mean, you're Team Floyd in this fight. If this fight were to happen,
I think so.
So correct me. You said you do think Floyd is worth that much money, or you don't? In terms of like, yes, pay Floyd the $100 million.
No one needs $100 million.
I agree. I mean, I feel like the 25 each is pretty good. If people were like, all right, Baxter, Jaymee, you guys can fight $25 million.
For $25, I would do it.
You'd fight me for $25.
I would not.
Wow. Okay, this is taking a turn here already. But $25 million. These guys have millions and millions of dollars already in the bank from their successful careers. They've already got crazy endorsement deals. I feel like, and to be fair, $100 million for Floyd is probably, what he spends in a week. Like, he probably is like, well, I need more money, obviously, because I have so much money, and I need to keep buying more planes, trains, and automobiles, basically. I think that's a children's book or something. But he does have planes, though. I don't know if you, and I'm curious.
He has a plane?
I think he's got several.
I didn't know that.
Probably on Twitter.
Look this up.
I'm pretty positive, though, and I could be wrong about this, but after the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight a couple years ago, the next morning after Floyd won, the two guys' social medias were very different. Floyd posted a picture, I think, with his fleet of airplanes, and he was like, "Oh, today's a great day, champion of the world, whatever, blah blah blah." And then Manny Pacquiao posted a selfie in his car with his family. It says, "On our way to church this morning, like very blessed or whatever." Like, two totally different reactions to how the fight went the night previous, but a very in-depth look into the character of who each of these gentlemen actually are well too.
Where does he live now?
Who's that, Floyd?
No.
Manny
Pacquiao, yeah.
Well, I think he's doing something political now. I think
Senator of the Philippines.
I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure he's something political now for his home country.
So do you think that just has something to do with like where they live and obviously their lifestyles are completely different? But
well, Manny's got tons of money. He was one of the most successful boxers ever. He is. He's, if you had to make your top 5 or top 10, I would assume, and I'm not the biggest of boxing fanatics, but I know enough about Manny to say that yes, he is arguably one of the very best to ever to ever do it. So he's not hurting for money. I don't think he was posting the fact that. I think that was just a show of his character, where Floyd is like, oh my gosh, look at me. I think he had money, and he's got his cars and his fleet of planes behind him, basically being like, check me out, like I'm the best in the world. And then Manny's like, going to church with my family this morning. Like that's the person I would want to give more money to and be like, hey, you obviously have a good character. And now he's trying to help his country by being a senator as well too. Well, Floyd's just sleeping on a bed of $100 million and not caring
for another $100 million. So he has 2 airplanes, by the way, everybody.
2 airplanes.
2 airplanes.
How can you use 2 airplanes though? Kind of like when you have multiple cars. You only can drive one at a time.
Yeah, he's not even big enough to fit in both of them.
Obviously. I mean, that makes sense to me, I guess. But, we'll see, I guess, if this fight actually happens. I'm sure it will, of course, just because UFC and everybody wants to make an insane payday. That's why the Ronda Rousey-Holly Holm fight was so hyped back in the day as well, too, because there was so much money to be had. And I get it. It's all about the money at the end of the day. Hashtag yes drama, hashtag all about the money at the same time. Jaymee likes money, so she'll be more than happy to go on a date with you, Floyd, if you're watching or listening.
Floyd, I don't have height requirements for you.
Oh boy.
Just kidding. I'm a nice girl.
All right. Whatever you got it. Whatever you say about that, I guess.
Whatever makes you sleep at night.
Exactly. One of the other final things, too, is there have been some security issues at the... What? What's going on now?
Nothing.
People are hollering at you?
No.
What? Do I got to defend you?
Corey's just reiterating that I like D-bags.
Okay, Corey. Throwing that out there.
I thought you said you didn't wake up early enough to watch this show. Go back to sleep.
Ooh, shut down, Corey. That's your real name. What kind of a name is Corey? Anyway, no, I'm sure it's a great name. All right, so the World Baseball Classic apparently has been a little concerned with security for some of their families. Yadier Molina, among others, a very successful catcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, says that he's expressed his anger to the media about the security given to him and the other players' families in the stands. This tournament has been taking place all over the country, basically, but apparently fans have been trying to cause problems for these players' families, basically. He says there's absolutely horrible organization for this event, and there's no security for players' family. Usually you put families up in boxes.
That's what I was thinking too when
suites.
I was reading this.
I don't understand. I mean, apparently last night or a couple of days ago when this article came out, security staff responded quickly and relocated the families to a new area as they were there was an incident between a fan and family members of Team Puerto Rico. They were going after the family, and I get it. I mean, you see pictures. I mean, these guys are famous guys. You for the most part can almost Google in a second Yadier Molina's wife and family. Okay, you can find pictures and be like, oh, that is her over there, and then you can go start heckling and be like, your husband sucks, or the Cardinals. I get it, but first of all, I'm sure alcohol is involved because nobody does that kind of thing sober, or maybe they do. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Right.
Personally,
I wouldn't either.
If I'm going to heckle somebody, I don't want to remember the fact that I'm heckling them because it's not what you do. I don't know. That's just me personally. But is there things that can be done here to potentially strengthen security, or do you find it ridiculous that fans are seeking out families who are just trying to watch a game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we have to blame the MLB because maybe I don't know why they were sitting in the seats. There are sports okay, I hate that I always go back to hockey. Sorry.
No, it's what you know. That's why I reference soccer.
So Carrie Underwood sits in a suite for a Predators game, but Mika Salamaki's girlfriend sits in the seats because she's still a normal person.
True.
I think people are to blame for this incident. Definitely there should have been security for instances like this, but people should stop being crazy. Enjoy the game. Shut up. Sit down. Drink your beer and eat your hot dog. Stop being crazy.
Truth. Preach. I like that.
And what is heckling their families going to do? They don't do anything. How people always blame Olivia Munn for Aaron Rodgers. Get over yourself.
Nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
No.
Get over yourself.
And and even in football too. You see, gals like Giselle Bundesine, Tom Brady's wife, up in a suite. These people are in suites, and I get it. Sometimes you want to sit in the stands or sit in enjoy the game in its purest form. I totally get that. But if you see those people, respect them as well, too. I mean, don't go out on a limb to just try to purposely bring fire down on somebody just because you might not like their significant other.
Right. And what they don't say what the fight's about, I don't think. At least I didn't.
No, it doesn't say it at all in the article about what spawned the fight. It was just these fans deciding to go too crazy.
Right. And, like, being mad at their significant other and their family. Like, there's kids over there. Grow up.
I agree. Exactly. You're potentially putting kids in danger as well, too.
Yeah. No, right. Yeah. 100%. I just don't understand. I don't think he should be mad at the MLB. He should be mad at the person that
I agree.
Sucks.
Like, that's enough. Like, back up.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. One thing I want to change gears here for a moment outside of the sports world. And I don't know if you and I have had a conversation about this, but I'm curious to get your thoughts about something that has been boggling my mind the last couple of days. And there's a lot of things that boggle my mind.
Boy.
Okay?
Okay.
It's not, I didn't preview this or anything for you, so you have no idea what I'm about to ask you about. So, Jamie, I've heard on the street. No, I'm not. Have you seen what Facebook Messenger has done? This, like, Snapchat
I just saw
inception that they've done.
I did. I just
What
saw
do you
it.
think of this? Because I have talked to several people, and some people really like it. Other people think it's just stupid because nobody can let Snapchat. It's like Snapchat was the little kid on the block that had the lemonade stand, and everybody else is franchised that'd be like, oh, we don't like you anymore.
The creator of Snapchat, his girlfriend is very vocal about everyone stealing his ideas, Instagram and Facebook.
Yes, Instagram was the first to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, how many I don't know. I think it's weird. Facebook, I don't think Facebook is used like that.
It's not, and that's the thing that I think that surprises me, because I've tried it a couple of times, and I'm like, oh, cool, and I'm like, I've got over 2,100 Facebook friends. I'm like, as opposed to my 60 or 70 I have on Snapchat. I'm like, people will be looking at my story more, or whatever kind of thing. So if I want to update people without doing all these posts, people can check out what I'm doing on Facebook Messenger. And maybe this is a sad state of me, like 7 or 8 people a day look at mine. I'm like, okay, cool, but maybe people don't know about it, or maybe it's not fully released to the public yet at the same time. And I'm not saying people need to follow my life, but I was like, well, if I have a wider reach on Facebook, maybe more people will then view and keep up with what I'm doing with my life.
Okay, so you're a fan for this.
I use Facebook more. I honestly forget half the time that I have Snapchat on my phone, even if I get notifications at times for it as well, too.
Man,
but
I love Snapchat.
I know you do, and I have nothing wrong with Snapchat. I think that the filters are hilarious, the voice changers. I mean, Facebook has their own versions of that also. I mean, they've got the preset things that you can put on your face, and they have numerous more filters than
Facebook does?
Yes, they have numerous more filters than what Snapchat does.
Huh.
I don't know.
I mean, and I understand your reasoning behind it.
Sure.
You have more followers,
That was my thought. I was
it.
like, great, more people, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's dumb.
I agree. Are you a Boomerang fan on Instagram?
Ooh, sometimes.
Because I know you're a Boomeranger, but I didn't know if you're a big actual fan of it.
Like an overkill. Some people have an overkill. I do like.
Yeah, when somebody's like 12-minute long story is just boomerangs, I'm like, okay, I can only watch you like pour a drink once or twice, or like twirl your dress, or like do a little jump in the air. It's like, okay, we get it. It's like, what are you doing, kind of thing. It just gets annoying after a while, like throwing something and then catching it. It's like, okay, you're funny.
I get it.
Cheeky, love it, good for you. Move on. I don't understand about that.
Do you think that they have to pay Facebook then?
I don't know. See, that's
or Snapchat. I'm sorry. Like, hey, we really like your idea. Here's $8. Can we please use it?
Here's $8. That's probably what Facebook, in the grand scheme of things, probably what it breaks down to. But Facebook has had all these other things. I mean, do you remember, WhatsApp? I mean, they've got that messaging system as well too, I think.
Facebook does?
I'm pretty positive. I could be wrong about that, or maybe I'm mixing my things.
Because WhatsApp is what lets you talk to people
internationally.
Yeah.
But you can basically do that now on Facebook Messenger as well too. Facebook Messenger, I feel like, is changing and revolutionizing how people communicate internationally.
Well, right, but you don't need anything special.
I agree.
But
who cares if I've got a little party hat and glasses on to snap you? Like, whatever. I just want to talk to you.
Yeah, but I love Snapchat. It's so funny.
What's your favorite Snapchat filter?
The big mouth right now.
The big mouth.
Yeah.
I've noticed. You're just
That's my
like,
favorite. Yeah, I think it's so funny.
I was a big fan of the voice changers, like really any of them, honestly.
Just the deer. I like the deer,
little
too.
deer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because your eyes are
flowers,
so big and cute. No, I don't like the pretty filters.
No?
I think it's weird because it like shrinks your nose, brings your cheeks in. I don't think it looks like me. I don't like it. I like it. People are like, let's use pretty filter. I'm like, let's use a big mouth filter.
How about face swap? You're just like,
Face swap is hilarious, too. It's kind of creepy.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, before my wife and I had our baby, we're like, let's face swap to see, like, what it looks like, you know, what our kids might look like. And then
Not great.
was
Have you
terrifying.
face swapped with Beckham?
I think we have, yeah. I don't remember what it looked like. Now that he's a little bit more defined and filled out, I'll have to try it again. Bruce says, I like it. I got messages from people I haven't talked to in a long time because of it. That saw his Facebook Messenger story. And he says, no, Snapchat doesn't get money from Facebook, rolls out similar features.
How do you know that?
Bruce is a smart guy, I guess.
Copying them, though.
Is it, though? I mean,
It's literally the same thing.
I would like to know the breakdown between Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat as well, too, like for the same concept. Like, I get it. You can do more things, but what about going live? Like, you can go live on Facebook. You can go live on Instagram. You can go live on Twitter. Like, is any of that necessarily copyrighted? I
Do you
don't
think the
so.
three of them are like best friends? So
There's three
they're
guys
like-
at a bar that are just like, let's do this. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I get it first for a couple
You get-
months, then you
yeah.
can do it.
but we'll share the money.
Yeah.
We might as well.
I mean, you know, welcome to the real world, I guess. Maybe that is what it would really be, but I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I could be wrong.
I'm probably wrong.
I could
But
be wrong as
I would
well,
like
too.
to think that that's how they're all drinking Budweiser and
Why does it always come back to
I don't know.
Budweiser? You make these guys sound like a bunch of just like hoo-ha's at a bar, just like,
'cause that
let's
makes it
do
funnier.
Snapchat.
That makes it funnier. Have you ever had a Budweiser? I've never had a Budweiser.
I think so. I don't think I did it on purpose,
I
though.
had a guy order it once and call it a Bud Heavy. I was like, what?
What's a Bud Heavy?
Budweiser. 'Cause
Why?
it's Bud Light.
Bud Heavy, Bud Light. He thought he was funny, didn't
I
he?
did.
You're just like, this guy.
I was like, what?
Okay.
But it was funny.
Strange. Well, not a whole lot of other stuff here to really talk about. I mean, we know a lot of people are really going to be beating this NCAA tournament thing into the ground, which is completely fine, and we're excited about that, of course. So definitely go, as we mentioned, go check out our bracket challenge on ESPN.com. Just go to the tournament center or tournament challenge, I guess is what it's called, and search for Brew Sports Network. And you can join us for free and a chance to win some great prizes as well, too. So make sure to go sign up to do that. We got to make sure Jaymee fills out her bracket as well, too. It really, and that's the funny thing that people are like, I don't know anything about basketball. You literally don't have to know a single thing about basketball when it comes to this tournament because usually the experts are the ones that get it the most wrong anyway. So I believe in you.
I filled out a bracket once in high school. I mean, I've done them since
Yeah, of course.
my first one, and I didn't realize you had to put the score on
Oh,
your
it's the
bracket.
final?
And
Only
I-
for the final one.
Yeah, and I won the bracket, but I didn't put my score down, so I lost.
Jaymee.
Yeah,
You're better
rookie
than
mistake. My boyfriend at the time, who helped me, didn't tell me that I had to do that.
What the heck, man?
Yeah, so he probably
Carl
didn't,
or whatever your name was.
he probably didn't like me very much. So.
Probably not. He's like, I don't want to. Did you see the one that ended up winning?
No.
Oh, I was
it
going to say, I'm
different
like, that'd be
bracket.
a bit of a dick move if he was like,
Yeah.
Jaymee, don't put the score in, and then you would tie, and you'd be like, oh my God, I won. You're like, no, I actually want you to put the score in. Be like, you didn't tell me. Be like, oh, I put my score in.
I would have made him take me to dinner,
Aw.
right?
You're
if
a
you
cunt.
win,
Yeah,
just
take me to dinner.
help me out.
That's how every time my wife and I make like bets that usually like affect each other. It's like, look, if I win, you take me to dinner, even though we're both going to dinner at a place
Right.
we both really like. Or if I win, you know, I will buy you coffee or I will give you a massage. That, you know, something that like works well for both of us basically. So we always laden our bets based off of something that both of us want, and it's like, okay, like we both win kind of
Right.
thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Works for me. All right. Any other closing thoughts you got for us here, Jaymee? Because we know that obviously today is going to be very full of the NCAA tournament stuff. And, of course, NFL free agency is still a big deal as well. The NBA continue to roll along as well, too. People are worried about the Chicago Bulls. D. Wade and Jimmy Butler, I think, went 6 of 22 combined the other day as they lost again to the Celtics. So a little bit of chaos down there in Chi-Town. And MLS opening or second week was in the bag as well too. Teams playing in snowstorms. Hockey, I'm sure, is still relevant somewhere to some people. No, it is. It is, of course. But what else do you have for us to close things out here?
Nothing. But as I look on Facebook, I see Dan says Bud Heavy is also called Diesel, which is news to me. I've never ever had heard that, nor had anybody order that, I guess. But yeah, no, I got nothing.
Fair enough.
I think I'm good.
Greg wants to know if we've seen the movie The Social Network. No, I have not seen The Social Network. I need to. I've heard that it's very good, actually.
Is it about Facebook?
Yeah, it's the inception of like the idea of like how Facebook was spawned to the world, basically. Liz says, Brack City, it's the name of Liz's bracket. You can do it, Jaymee.
Oh.
She even sang the song. She's like, Brack City, Brack City. Anyway, she's excited about it. Greg says Troy will win it all this year. I agree. That's why they're not in the tournament altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall for that, Jaymee. And then, yeah, some funny things there overall. But I didn't realize Bud Heavy is also called Diesel. Really?
Yeah, I didn't.
See, I don't drink cheap beer, so this is why I guess I don't understand this concept of what a Bud Heavy is. The more you know. I totally get that.
You know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, well, a very special thanks to Keith Hoehne for joining us, talking about the NCAA tournament earlier on. As we mentioned, go fill out our bracket challenge, chance to win some great prizes and compete against me, Jaymee, all kinds of other people from the Brew Sports Network as well, too. If you missed any of our show today, go to our website, brewsportsnet.com, and check out past episodes of your favorite shows. Of course, don't forget to hit the like button, invite your friends, share today's episode as well, too. And continue to just follow us with everything that we do as well, too, on social media and all over the place. So we love interacting with you wonderful people, and we know that this week is only going to get bigger and better, especially once college basketball gets officially moving and grooving with the tournament now, because now we've got a couple of days until the tournament actually tips off.
Coming here this weekend.
Coming to Milwaukee.
Yep.
Woo! Get excited. You going to go?
Nope.
Okay. I don't know if I will. Hopefully I will. I'd like to go if it works out. I'm not sure if the schedule is going to line up accordingly, so we'll have to see. But, all right, she's Jaymee. I am Baxter. Coming up next on Brews Sports will be halftime with myself and Tanner Burke, so make sure to come back here at 11 Central, noon Eastern, to check that out live right here on Brews Sports. We'll see you guys back here on the Morning Brew tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time on Brews Sports.